all right. Everybody take your seats. My name is Professor Jerk, and you are in Trainables. Munchen 101. All right, first off, to prevent you from being too distracted, let's obviously get the big news out of the way. And I don't think anyone should make too big of a deal about it, but it's true. I finally did it. I bought my first premium ship. Yep, this is the first ship I've bought in this game in, almost 2 years? So I'm going to need you to watch about 20,000 ads before these videos to help pay for it. Thanks! What? Ads? Yes, that's right. The other big news, we crossed 1,000 subscribers, so I am monetized. And as per our agreement, you get me 1,000 subs and I'll give you a stream. So your homework, get out a pencil and paper to take notes on this. Your homework is going to be to leave a comment in this video saying when in GMT is the best time for a stream for you. And if a day of the week matters, throw that in too. What the hell. But as for a time, I'm looking at next week, as hopefully I'll have all the YouTube stuff set up by then. And secondly, many have asked if I will now be an official WoW CC, to which I can tell you, I don't know. Do they need my transcripts? I mean, if they run a credit check, we'll be fine. But if they run a background check, well, you can call me Mint Jelly, because I'm on the lam. Alright, all of that out of the way. Let's talk about the Munchen. This Tier 6 Premium German light cruiser. I'm not going to go over all the stats because that's what everyone else does, so go watch them for that. But here's the gist. It's fast, it's agile, it's got okay detectability, it's got fast-firing German guns, the shells lose velocity quite quickly, and as such, they're going to be very floaty real fast. It's lightly armored, so you're not bouncing anything more than 203s off the front. If you're bottom tier, you really got to watch out. If you're top tier, it does lend itself to a little bit more exciting play because of the ships that you'll run into and the players. And in this match, I am top tier, which is going to allow me to do some silliness. We're on a brand new map I've never seen before, and I'm not sure I'm pronouncing this right, but I believe it's Sia Fortune? I don't know, it sounds very exotic. And because my armor is essentially sausage casings, I must resist the overwhelming urge that runs through every fiber in my being to run into B at the beginning there and instead follow our Fubuki and be more of a backline Betty, just trying to annoy everyone and everything that I can with these guns while doing my best to make myself an unattractive target and not worth shooting at. To aid in that, let me put the commander and modules I'm using in this matchup here. Now I've probably put in a good 175,000 elite XP in this ship so far, and I've switched commanders, I've switched modules, and I've switched inspirations and skills, and I think this is the setup I have pretty much settled on as working best for moi. It's got boosted agility and a prop mod, but also that little bit of extra range. You can see how floaty these shells get once there's some range, and hitting ships that far away can be quite challenging. So I've extended the range a little bit, but kept the agility for most everything else. As I mentioned earlier, being bottom tier in this ship definitely lends itself to a more fun playstyle. There are just less ships out there that will punish you for running around like an idiot, as I am doing here. But I have to admit, this is fun, but these results, they are not typical. I've experienced countless matches where the blue team refuses to move forward, and as such, I inevitably go out there to spot and am promptly sent back to port. So playing in a division where you know you'll have help definitely aids in the utility of this ship, because otherwise there's a very good chance the blue battleships will be using you as cover. Again though, this comes down to how you like to play, and the majority of you, at least according to the analytics on YouTube's, have seen enough of my videos to know I don't like being in the back. I like being the tip of the spear, and it's really difficult to do that unless you're presented with the proper opportunity as I am being presented here. Brawling when the armor of your ship is made out of sausage casings is never a wise thing to do. But this class isn't about do as I do. It's about do as I say. So while me steaming into B like a maniac might look fun, more often than not, this will get you sunk. Switch to AP. Now I'm going to shoot him right in his soft nose. And now we've got the Indianapolis, which we know has very thin armor too. And its 203s cannot overmatch me. So let's get a little reckless here. I always have my torpedoes for backup in case I need them. But I'm not going to need them. So it may not be obvious at first glance, especially since I only have 2 ships sunk, but I've just started my Kraken hunt. First, I need to close the distance with this Atlanta by getting close enough to the terrain in front of me so that the shells can't be lobbed over the top. As you can see, this Atlanta has actually done more damage to me than anyone else in the game so far. But once I get up here, I can assess and plan out my situation. But basically, my thinking is that I'm going to torp this Nagato that's immediately to my right, and then gun down the Atlanta, and then gun down that Dunkirk that's way out there. That's my plan, at least. So that's usually how I like to plan out my games. And then, in case of emergency, we have one more cruiser out there, but I imagine someone's going to sink them first. Foreshadowing. Now we just get to sit here and twiddle our thumbs for a minute. That Atlanta's used their radar and I've backed up just a little too much. And the cap is reset again. All the while watching the Nagato. Our Scharnhorst is pushing up, and I believe once we get this capped, they're going to go for it. So I need to back myself up here just a little bit more. And now you can see I'm going to push back and drop my torpedoes off for this Nagato, and then get my hustle on to go follow our Scharnhorst in. So we drop those torps. Throw it back and forwards, and you'll notice one thing I'm doing here. Where do I go? I go to the other side of the island from the Scharnhorst because you go where your team isn't. Hopefully, I get some torps into that Nagato and sink it. That would make things perfect. But I'm only going to get 2, and I'm not going to get any flooding, unfortunately. That's a bummer. But we do get the high caliber. That Atlanta's put on their sonar now. And I'm going to go ahead and drop some insurance torps for this Atlanta. But my guns should be able to do the trick. So I've got AP loaded because I know the armor on the Atlanta is thin. Pretty solid hit. They're turning in. I'll do one more shot like that and then switch to HE, and we should be able to finish them right here. Alright, so we have 3 and 110,000. And I remember at this point I was sitting here being, okay, what do I do? Do I go for that Nagato, who has surely used their damage con? If I could get a couple fires on them, that would be it. Or should I go for this Dunkirk? And I decide I'm going to go for the Nagato. But this is going to become a fruitless venture, as you will soon see, because the Nagato gets sunk by friendlies. The Kraken hunt just got quite a bit more challenging. Now I have to sink these last 2 ships. Time to turn and engage this Dunkirk. Of course, the Dunkirk has no turrets in the back, so this pretty much leaves me on easy street. They are going to try and get a turn in. Yep. So they are turning because they're obviously going to want to blast me. Can't say I blame them. But then there's a Christmas miracle. A miracle of miracles. Our destroyer drops me smoke. How often do you see that happen? I see it happen a lot at the beginnings of games, where it's like a Jervis dropping smoke for, I don't know, in Iowa, and I'm like, what? 30-second smoke? But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put up my plane to respot this Dunkirk, and then I will just keep blasting. Okay, I guess I don't even put up my plane, because they're somehow just spotted. I thought I put up my plane. Maybe they disappear again and I put it back up. It could also be that I'm just getting senile. And of course the team's chipping in now. Now they're like, oh, let's help jerk out. But it's okay. I got it. And this right here, this cost me my Kraken. I'm just kidding. I just need to go find this last ship, but we never do. So let me give you my final thoughts on the Munchen. Is it worth the money? You know, that's a tough question. $60 to some may be a month's work or allowance or whatever, and others drop $60 on the street and don't even think about picking it up because, ooh, the money's dirty now. True story. A couple years ago, I saw a guy pull out a stack of hundreds on La Brea Avenue. He hit his funny bone on his car door and dropped about half the stack and didn't even move. Just got in his Bentley and drove off. So let's ignore the value aspect of it because you know what that means to you more than I do. If you enjoy light cruisers and the whole playstyle that comes with them, I can see this being a solid pickup. If you're looking for something you can brawl in, forget about it. As for me, do I regret it? No. But having played a bunch over the past few days, I can say one thing. It isn't the Bayard. And this is the gaping hole in my heart right now that I was trying to fill with this. It's going out with your crush's sister because they look the same. It's similar, but it's just not what you really want. Alright, let's look at the scoreboard. 2,853 XP, so on the high end of a good game and just shy of a very good game. Krakens are definitely doable. I saw one in the Munchen yesterday after mine ran into the shore and popped entirely out of the water. Don't forget your homework and let me know when is the best time for you. I know we can't get everyone sadly, but I can make an effort to get as many as possible. Maybe we'll do some subscriber arena gameplay. That could be a lot of fun. Alright, let's wrap this up. This class is pass-fail, so like if you want to pass, dislike if you want to fail. Subscribe to guarantee your place in my class next semester. Thanks for watching. I'll get out there for another one, and we will talk soon.